Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host as usual. Please remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the podcast. I appreciate it. Um, just some updated info, particularly obviously pertaining to the podcast. The audio is now available every Wednesday on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts at. Also, the video is now live streamed every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on a big exclusive network. All one word on YouTube. You can find that page on Instagram as well. All one word. Also, live episodes are going to be available monthly via the big exclusive network, 7 p.m. as well on Wednesday. So, if you're interested in being a guest or being a part of that, please reach out to me. I'm always open to new ideas, new faces, and again, just a space so that we could tell, someone's story. So, I appreciate y'all for sticking with me, and as we've made, some changes to the release dates and the days of the week, numbers have stayed the same. So I'm really thankful for that, and just thank y'all for being loyal listeners. But hey, y'all, what is going on? I feel like I've been. I mean, it's kind of a good thing. I've been so ahead with my recordings that I feel like I haven't sat down and actually recorded in a while, which I haven't. Which actually worked out because my schedule has been super busy. It's been crazy. We just released our 30th episode last week, so that was like a big milestone. It's a big deal for me, just because I'm a person that I have bad attention span. I tend to not finish things. I start projects and don't complete them. And I've been able to stick with this. We're coming up on a year very soon. It's May. The idea for the podcast started probably before that, well before that last year. I probably had the idea for a podcast for probably about 2 years. Again, it was just, I may have mentioned it before, it was just about just doing it. I didn't have the confidence to do it. And then when you on here telling stories and things that are so personal to me, and like allowing people into that part of your life and the things that you've been through, and the lessons I've learned, and how did I get this mindset or have these opinions on things, it's because of the things that I've been through. So again, just my biggest thing is always going to be being transparent and being honest as I can, and yeah, hopefully it helps somebody. So yeah, we come up on a year. I released it. I released the podcast last September, but I started recording. Actually, I started recording in June. That was when the first episode was actually recorded. Of course, I didn't drop it in September because summer was super chaotic. It was hot. It's just a lot of stuff going on. I'm always busy. Normally, it starts to get busy around this time every year. Like last week of May, and then the summer is like completely chaotic because you got birthdays. It's Jordan's birthday, my birthday, my mom's birthday. And then, you're trying to take vacations. You're working a lot more. For me, I work a lot more in the summer because the girls are out of school. So it's a little bit more like flexibility to kind of like work in the daytime, work longer hours because the girls don't got to be picked or anything like that. They're kind of in the house with each other, or I just get a sitter. But yeah, it's been I'm happy. I'm really really happy, and it's dope. It was perfect that the 30th episode drop was with Talisa and Kayla because those are probably my favorite people to have on. I love all my guests, but with them it's always a vibe. It's always like a hangout all day type thing. They normally get here like in the afternoon, and we're like sitting, we're shooting the shit, talking, catching up, and then like that episode we was really wind up. You come to my house. If you ever been to my house, I'm always offering people something to drink, wine, alcohol, whatever. Because if you've been here, you know. So yeah, we was here. We went through a bunch of wine, and it just was a time, man. It was a great conversation. Shout out to them for coming on, working on making them regulars now that I'm with the network, and because they are some just really just smart, intelligent, beautiful, awesome black women, doing amazing things in their lives in the community, and I just feel like they got a lot to share because it's just when we talk, like their perspective is a really good one, and I want people to see more of them and to get their businesses out there and the things that they're working on. So. Yeah, 30th episode, man. It's fucking. If I didn't remember what the drop was on my thing, I would hit the applause. So prom season kicked my ass. That's what I've been up to. We're gonna get into what I've been up to. Prom season was fucking insane. As y'all know, Kanaya had her senior prom, and then Gabby lives with me. Gabby had her junior prom. Both of them went well. It was just just a chaotic time, as anyone with kids and you've been through prom, you know. Um, but my girls, they were beautiful. Kenai's a senior, Gabe is a junior. It was I again. It's just like a proud dad moment for me, and I've slowly become the dad that at all his kids' events is emotional, and when they turn 18 and things like that. But Gab actually won Prime Princess, which was dope, and Kanai won Prime Queen. Her boyfriend won Prime Queen and King. So shout out to them. But again, like the lead up was just super chaotic. There was so much that had to be done. I was running around all week. I actually took the week off. I worked like 2 days that week. I think I took off, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I needed to recover. Obviously having people over and things like that. And I actually saw my oldest daughter for the first time in almost a year while we text and things like that. Again, she's 20, so she's out figuring life out, learning life, enjoying life, being a 20-year-old, doing what she's supposed to do. But I'm still dad. I'm still the person that wants to be around his kids, wants to see his kids all the time and do things with them. That's really, I ain't gonna lie, that's really a struggle. I'm probably always gonna struggle with that. That's really hard to do, I think, because you always look at your kids like they're your kids, and ultimately they don't belong to you. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I completely broke down when I saw her. I remember I was in here. I didn't know she was coming because no shade to her. She's always like, "Oh, I'm coming past, and then she never makes it. Something comes up, life stuff. She's figuring shit out. And like I happened to look out the door and I saw her like come to the steps, and I wasn't sure if it was her. I'm like, it looks like her. And then she came through the door, and then like I saw her, it was just like happy tears. Just really happy tears. I remember I hugged that girl for probably 3 minutes. And then my brother was here. He was like, "What's going on?" I was like, she got a lot going on. I was like, but I haven't seen her in a while. And the last time I did see her, it was something going on where I had to pull up because somebody was trying to bother her and be a dad and things like that. So the last time I saw her was like a chaotic situation, and then again we've been talking, but I'm trying to get her to incorporate us into her schedule more. But I am also allowing her to figure that out. Like I can't. She has to learn. Like they're at that age. They're all the three oldest. They're really at the age where they gotta learn. They gotta learn life. You can't hold their hand no more. So, really a good time. Really a good time. I will say though, no matter how old your kids get, man, they in your eyes, at least in my eyes, they always gonna be your babies. I was not able to understand that before. I would hear when I was a kid or younger, when I was 19, 20, just starting out as a parent, and I would hear other people. I would have relatives that their sons and their kids were always getting in trouble, going to jail. Even people I knew, neighbors, and I'd be how do you still show up for your kid? That they committed a crime. They tried to kill somebody. How are you still showing up to court and paying for a lawyer, trying to get them out of jail, things like that. And not to say that my daughter's nowhere near that. She's not out here committing crimes or nothing like that. But how do you continue to show up like that, so supportive of someone who is doing wrong? And now I really get it. There's when you love your kids, there is no limit, no cap on what you would do for them to protect them and to make sure that they're safe and to be there for them. And I really get that now at this big age of 37. I really understand that now. And the desire to always be there for my kids, that really is forever. It's never going to change. I very much feel even I used to joke all the time. Oh, you hear me joking? Oh, yeah, they turn 18, they gotta get out, and it's a joke. But I feel like my kids can stay with me forever. I don't have a problem having a 30-year-old kid in the house. I enjoy being with my kids. I really do. I like being in their presence. I like doing things with them. I like spending time with them, even when we just sitting in the house. Even when I'm super exhausted and I'm tired as fuck. But it's this, you can't get time back. That's the biggest thing about kids. You cannot get that time back. You can get in, you can get money back, you can get anything back. You can lose weight again, you can go back to school, you can grow your hair back, but you cannot get that time back, man. And I'll be looking at my kids again, the older ones, my God, where did the time go? Seems like yesterday I was changing a diaper and watching you learn how to walk, and it's fucking insane, man. Even that's why, again, with Jordan and with Emma, I really cherish the time. I try to enjoy every minute, every second I have with them because Before I know it, again, Emma's about to be 10 in October. In about 2 to 3 years, I mean, she's always gonna love her dad, but she's gonna be very much in that space of where her body's changing and she's having different feelings and she's kind of like becoming a young teenager slash woman. And she's not gonna want to be up under that. She's not gonna want to wrestle with that. You know what I mean? And even Jordan, I've noticed the changes in Jordan. She's about to be in kindergarten next year. So, and she's very much under me. That's my dog. Like, she's tied to my hip for now. But I'm pretty sure there's gonna come a point in time where she's gonna be like, Dad, back off. You know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna. She may want to be chasing after her sisters, and that's what I really think, because she's the baby and she's gonna be the baby because we aren't having any more babies. She's gonna chase after them a lot more, man. So I'm now preparing for Jordan's 5th birthday party, which that'll be in about a week and a half. I've sent the invites out to everybody. If I didn't send you an invite, you're invited. There's just so many people. Y'all, anyone that knows me knows anything I have, everyone is welcome to come to. Especially if you got kids, bring your kids. Yeah, come have fun. I normally put like pools out, have a bunch of candy and things for the kids to do, which I'm working on now. So I'll probably be taking off the end of next week. I'll probably take off the last 3 days, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday for the party, Thursday and Friday to prep. Because again, it's a lot of work, especially like when you're like the main adult. Not so much that, just it's a lot of prep. If you throw parties, it's a lot. Cooking and cleaning and decorating, and I don't move as fast as I should. So, yeah. Shout out to my family, because my family really showed up for Gad. I sent everything out, and as usual, they always show up for my kids. I can't say that. I send something out, I tell them to have them something, and they're pretty much there. But they all came, took pictures with her. It was really dope. We got to hang out afterwards after Gab left. We hung out for like hours. My aunts, my uncles. I am now like the cousin. So, full disclosure, I am the cousin that, or the person, like, you come to my house, I'm probably gonna get you drunk. I'm like, because like I drink, so it's like, you know what I mean, like, you come to my house, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna be fed, you're gonna be full, and you're gonna drink. If you drink, that's your thing. But it'd be real cool to like see my aunts, mainly my aunts. My uncles don't drink anymore, but see my aunts like having a good time. They're drunk and they're like in their space of just being relaxed. And again, like, so everyone knows, like, the house I live in is my grandma's house. She passed away about 13 years ago. So like getting people to come here now, and like people come here comfortably now. Before, everyone was so like because you come here and you expect to see her. It's, if you have a grandmom or someone that was important to you like that, you fully understand what I mean. Going to someone, a loved one that you're used to seeing and you love the hell out of them, and they're no longer with you, but you feel their presence, it's kind of like that now, but it's not sad anymore, because I completely changed how the house looks. But you could still come in, you could feel her spirit. It's really dope. Something funny happened. My cousin Kelly, she was here, and my grandma's sister happened to call her, and when she came outside, she's like, yo, grandma's sister called, and Aunt Didi called me, and she like found the number in a box she was cleaning out, and she was like, that's grandma. And like weird things like that in my family happen, which now I gotta add to my schedule. I gotta make time to actually go see my aunt, because I take those things as like signs, like or it could have just been for her, but I take those things as like signs, like when something random like that happens, someone randomly calls you out of nowhere, texts you, like, go visit them. Because again, our aunts and uncles are getting older, but it's just like, I'm super big on family. Again, when I have things, I invite everybody. I don't give a fuck who gets along, who doesn't get along. Everybody is welcome. Y'all can come to my house and everybody's gonna get along, and that's just what it's gonna be. But yeah, it's again, having my family. I don't know. It's like nostalgic. It's kind of like when we were kids, but now we're like grown with kids, but we still can like hang out and talk and like just enjoy each other's space. So it was pretty dope, man. I mean, it was a good day. It really was a good day, man. It really was. I still am determined, and I hope I do get it accomplished, to have a family reunion organized for my family. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I haven't even like sat down and really wrote anything down. I think when I first said it, I said I wanted to try to have it by the summer of 25. I don't know, but I'm going to try. As I hang out with them over the next couple weeks in the summer, I want to see where everybody's mind at and see like ideas and like find a place to do it. It would be dope if we could find a park. It would be dope if we could do it for like a whole week. Like we could get a family reunion for like 3 days somewhere. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, it's just I don't know. For me, again, I'm pretty easy to like get along with, so I get along with everybody. So I love being around my folks. I just do, because I really just understand like life is super fucking short. It's precious. We do not have forever. We do not have forever to like make up and make things right. But the one thing I have learned is that when people die and you have not fixed those situations and made them better than what they was, you regret it and you feel like shit about it. And I don't have any intention of feeling like that with anybody. And probably like the counter to that, even though there are people that I don't speak to, even like as you hear me mention like about my dad and stuff, some situations the ship is just sailed and that's okay, but I think some situations can be resolved. And if even with my dad, like eventually we'll have a conversation, but I can honestly say I don't feel any like I won't feel any malice or anything like that. Like if he passes away, anything like that, before we had a conversation, I won't feel bad about it. Only because most of the things that I know I'm gonna say to him, he knows, or I have said to him in some way, shape, or form before. But yeah, I just again being super big on family. I'm like looking forward to that. I'm really excited about that. So over the last couple weeks, Philadelphia, well not Philadelphia, the state of Pennsylvania, signed legislation into law last December for a 4-day school week. Now, at first glance, you probably think like 4-day school week, that's decent. Like for the kids, yeah, they're out of school 3 days. But when they amended the school code, I'm like, wait, what the fuck are y'all thinking? So let me break down. If you don't know what it is the district can now choose either to have 180 days of school in class, or they can go to 900 hours for elementary students and then 990 hours for secondary school students. Now, while again, like I saw some like reports where in some parts of the country it's been successful and other parts it hasn't. I feel like for people with small kids, and let's say whatever age that you can't leave a kid in the house by themselves, we'll say 10 and under, maybe 11 and under in some cases, depending on the kid. Who and where the fuck are these kids gonna go while the parent has to work the 5th day? It's hard enough when some parents like myself that work 6 and 7 days, finding a sitter and finding, because most of the people that watch the kids are people. It's their day off, or it's like a relative that their day's off. In my case, I have a sitter, so my situation is separate. But still, for the people that don't have, like the people that are locked into a 5-day schedule, and their schedule is based upon when their kids go to school, because that's the only time they can leave the house to go to work. Say you got a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, you're a single parent, a single mom, or a single dad. Where the fuck these kids supposed to go on their 5th day? Like, did they think about that? Because a lot of times the kids going to school is the daycare. You know what I'm saying? It's very much like COVID. Where when they went to virtual learning, a lot of people were in fucking shambles because I still have to go to work. There were people that still had to go to work during COVID. I mean, eventually everyone went remote, like everybody, which is great, and it worked out. But we're not in that era right now. That's where parents are working remotely. Most people are working outside. Like for instance, I work at the airport. I'm pretty sure there are airline workers that this is gonna hurt. You know what I mean? And there are only but so many like night shifts and things like that available. So I feel like I think they need to put like some really some real thought into this and really look at how it would affect the parents, because I think the only people that this may benefit are the staff members and the teachers. And I mean, I get they work hard enough, and these kids are they are a lot. They really are. We got to take in consideration that this may not be the best option for people to that have small kids. Again, like teenagers and things like that. That's cool. But then what if you got a badass teen? Well, if you got a badass teenager, that's kind of on you. But them being in school is kind of like, okay, I don't have to worry about them. But now you got to worry about them in the house, and I don't know, smoking weed, doing drugs, whatever, sneaking people in the house. There's just a whole nother layer of, I think, problems that may or could come along with that. I think and then the 4 days are going to be with extended hours. I already feel like kids are in school a long time. Even on a day where I'm working all day, so let's say like a Thursday. Today's Thursday, so I'm not working today yet unless they call me, but I'm off today. So my sister would normally pick her up. So if I went to work today, say I went to work at 7 o'clock, I take Jordan to school at 6 a.m. Well, daycare before school, and I know my sister doesn't get to the daycare. She can't get there until 5:30. That's already a long day for Jordan. You get what I'm saying? So when they're saying extended hours, I'm trying to figure out, like, obviously school wouldn't start at 6 a.m., but in some school, like I think Kanaya starts school at 7:26. So extended hours would be what, like, you know what I mean? Like, and she's getting out, I think, at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Same for Gab. Gab is like 8:20 to like 3:30. So extended hours is gonna be what, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I think those are already long. Like the school day is already long enough for some kids, and you're gonna make it longer, especially with smaller kids who have a lower attention span, who get sidetracked quicker. How are you gonna have these kids? Most of elementary school kids, I think when I went, I think you had to be to school at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and you got out of school at 3:15. I remember being a kid and like watching the clock all day, being like needing a nap at like 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? In the first grade and second grade, things of that nature. Like these are small kids. Their minds are not even developed, which is also why I think homeschooling is probably better. If I was ever able to position myself to do it, I would. I've saw studies where overseas that some kids don't even start school till they're like 8 years old. Like they don't have kindergarten all the way to 12. Like they have like a different curriculum, a different grade system thingy overseas in certain countries, and they have much better results than we do as Americans. Because again, we can get into heavy how some of the school stuff is kind of like designed. It's similar, like school is kind of similar to prison. Like you look at the lunchroom tables and you look at prison lunch. You look at the hallways in school, hallways in prison, very much the same. A lot of this stuff like classroom, it just and the classrooms are already overcrowded. So what, I don't know, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I really I just think it hurts everybody. Think it definitely hurts the teachers. I mean, not teachers, it hurts the parents. Makes it really hard to navigate and to, I mean, ultimately be a provider, which in the long term I think that's what they want. But I'm not gonna get into that. So I think the last time I talked to y'all, the last time I actually recorded, I think I had mentioned I had found a therapist. I found a therapist. It's been going great. Therapy has been really productive. Honestly, it really has. So it kind of reinforced everything that I was doing to protect my peace and my mental was actually right. You know what I mean? My therapist's name is Bob. He's like he's an older guy with a white guy actually, which is weird because I remember initially I thought like I would probably be matched better with a woman, particularly a black woman, but that's who I got matched with, and everything's been going good. It's actually kind of leveled me out. You know what I mean? Like again, because I always felt like everything I was doing was right, the things I was doing, but again, sometimes you just have like a stress overload or you're overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. So he's been helping with that and creating boundaries. It's also given me a sense of reinforced confidence to stand firm on my beliefs and like basically I would do things to like keep people away from me and because I felt like you were hindering me or you were bringing negativity in my life or whatever, you were stressing me out, and then you, depending on the person, you would feel bad about it. But now I just don't. I have an understanding that there's nothing wrong with avoiding people to protect your mental and emotional health at all. I'm gonna say that again. There's nothing wrong with avoiding people, staying away from people to protect your mental and emotional health. It has become a boundary for me, which is something I really struggle. He pointed out, he's like, you struggle with creating boundaries. You have to set boundaries with people because you're doing all of these things. You have all these things that you have to do, and then you have to look at things that you don't have to do. Like, for instance, what was it? Last Thursday. So last Thursday, I had all these things I had to do. I had to like do prom prep. I was having dinner that night with someone, and then my best friend / brother Lewis, he was retiring for the military. So his wife hit me up early in the week. She's like, "Hey, I'm having dinner for him Thursday." So I had to like move things around, which was cool for him. That's my guy. I move things around. But I remember when I was talking to him about it, he was like, "Hey," and this is no shade to him. He was like, "Hey, you already had things planned. He's like, you got to set a time. If you're not ready to go down, because he lives in Maryland, you're not ready to go down there by a certain time, then you just don't go, because that thing that you want to do, that dinner you have that night, and then the things you have to do in the morning, those are things you want to do, and some of the things you have to do. He's like, while they obviously going to see him on his big day, you want to do that's important. He's like, but that's like added in. So if your schedule isn't mapped out to be there, then you just can't be there. And I was able to do everything. I met everything. I was at dinner that night. I went and had dinner with him, or early dinner, and then I took care of the prom stuff in the daytime. But that's kind of how I've been treating stuff. When things pop up and I already have a schedule lined out, I got to stick to my schedule, and then I got to stop shorting myself in the things that I want to do to benefit everybody else, minus my kids. Kids trump everybody. Anything in this house trumps everybody. But it's just doing those things and then not feeling guilty about it. So, unfortunately, that day I was able to get everything accomplished. It was a great day. I got to see him. Shout out to him. 21 years in the Coast Guard. He's retired now. Well, he's officially all the way retired June 1st, but he's done. He's done. He's got his plaques and stuff. I'm super proud of him. Fun fact, I was supposed to go to the Coast Guard with him. I was supposed to be a year behind him. I don't know. I want to say I regret not going. I kind of wish I did go. Life would be so much different for me right now, I think. I don't know if it'd be good or bad, but I mean, probably, obviously, I would still have a good life. I would just have a different life. I definitely don't think I would have all these kids, because I would have got out into the world and I would have saw the world. Like, once I started traveling and being anywhere other than Philly, and I saw the world, I very much fell into my selfishness of like, this is what I want. I want to travel. Like, even now, if I could travel every week, I would. I just can't. Have kids, and the shit is expensive. But yeah, I definitely don't believe I would have. I don't think I would have. I do not think I would have any kids at all. I really don't. I really don't. But again, I love my kids. Just in case they're watching, they know I do. But yeah, it's crazy. I would have been retiring part of this year too. If I didn't do the full 30, I would have did the 20, and I would have retired and came out and did something else. I will say this: sometimes you can feel guilty for choosing your own peace as it relates to your children, cutting people off, and then not feeling guilty about it. As y'all know, my co-parenting situation, I'm not a good co-parent. Not to get too heavy to anything. It's just certain people that I just won't deal with because they're disrespectful, they're ignorant, they're liars. And once your kids reach a certain age, you don't have to. You just don't. And again, can't tell me anything different. I'm standing on that. I believe in that. If my kids are old enough to communicate with me and their mothers, that's where we're at. I have someone on the block list. You can't text me, you can't email me, you can't even send me no mail from the postal service. Like, you can't call, none of that. So, and it's just, again, it's about protecting yourself, man. You protecting your peace, and that's like, next to my kids, that is the most important thing to me. My mental health is top. It is 1A and then 1B with my kids. Like, I will not compromise that shit for anybody. I also was able to revisit a situation from last year where I had to stop being friends with somebody I had been friends with for the longest. We were super tight, and then fell off, and then we reconnected. But we didn't fall off for anything weird. We just fall off because of life. Then we reconnected, and it was really good to reconnect with her. It was like she was a really good friend, or at least I thought she was. But then the person had changed so much, and you have to keep that in mind. So when you don't see someone for a while and then you reconnect with them, obviously you notice the changes. But as you're growing with somebody, you don't necessarily always see the changes in them. And in that situation, it was just like she had changed so much. Like, I remember, like, we would disagree on something, and I can disagree with my friends and keep it moving. She would want to argue about it, and it's like we're not in a relationship. Like, you're really my friend. Like, there's no funny business here. I thought you was my dog, and like, I'm at work, like, screaming at the top of my lungs on the phone. And I had to like catch myself, like, I don't like. We're not even fucking, and I'm arguing like this. You like, no, you got me here. No, I can't do this no more. And it's just like realizing someone is unable to interpret shit in a positive way. Like, no matter what you say to them, they take it as a negative. They take it as an attack. It's very narcissistic. It's like very much trying to be the victim in every situation. Because I would point things out. I can talk to you really calm. I can get nasty, but I can talk really calm to people for the most part. And yeah, it's just it's weird how it's amazing how you can view shit once you're out of it. And I was able to go back and look at that like, I wasn't wrong for cutting you off. I wasn't wrong for blocking you. I wasn't wrong. I told you everything that you did that made me uncomfortable and I didn't like, and then I left you the fuck alone. And that was that. Like, I mean, that's really what I did. And then just realizing the person wasn't who I thought they was. They wasn't the friend I thought they was. In the long run. I do have a session tomorrow with my therapist. I'm looking forward to. He's got some things that I work on, and there's other topics he wants to get to. There's a lot of shit he wants to talk about. So it's, again, I encourage everyone to get therapy now. I can actually really be an advocate for it now because I'm in it. I'm doing it. And again, shout out to Shakira because I ain't gonna lie, she was one of the people that like motivated me to do it. And it's just like, because I see a lot of my friends that have entered therapy, and mostly the females. I'm surrounded. Let me just point. I am surrounded by some dope ass females in my family, my friends, like that are just super supportive. They are always like giving me advice, always pointing things out. The women in my life, even like whether we're super tight, we're friends, or whether I just met you, social media, like a lot of my social media female friends have become really good friends. Like honestly, like I would be there to support them for anything, run through a wall for them. Like these are the type of people that I want to be around, and slowly becoming my tribe. But yeah, it's I would say it's really important to do therapy because you find out so much about yourself. You learn. You're constantly each session you're learning things about yourself, and then for me again, just realizing like, wait a minute, I really wasn't doing anything wrong, and then like. Also being comfortable with taking the criticism, like where the therapist said, like, wait a second, how you handled that wasn't right. You could have did it a different way. And then, because again, this is a person that doesn't know you, like they're doing their job. So yeah, just shout out to the people I have around me. I'm super thankful for y'all. Always just showing up, always supporting anything I do. It's really dope. And again, just keep people around you that are really going to fucking support the things that you do, and vice versa. You got to support them as well. It's a two-way street. Yeah, I love it here. Recently, Tennessee passed the death penalty bill for child rapists. I have no issue with this. I think if you rape a kid, I think if you do anything sexual to a kid and you're proven guilty, and I want to make sure you're proven guilty and there is evidence, yes, yeah, you don't deserve to live. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not, because you hurt a little kid, somebody that was innocent, touching. Oh yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah, go ahead, die, peace. Back to my girls. My kids, Kanai and Gabby, all of them. I'm super proud of them. Like they are growing up to be some amazingly like smart, beautiful, intelligent, talented young women. They continue to surprise me with the things that they want to do. Kanaya is graduating in 2 weeks. Gabby graduates next June. I'm looking forward to the summer. Kanaya has decided she does want to go to school. So I'm just interested in the next phase of fatherhood with them where, like, again, because I'm experiencing it with Janaea where she's an adult, but then they're both, Kanaya is an adult. She's 18, and Gabby has 1 year left of technically non-adulthood with me. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm super excited. I don't know. I just next phase of fatherhood for me is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. We got Emma turning 10 in October, and that'll be my last. Well, no, I'm lying. I was say that'll be my last big party for a while. But then we got Gabby's 18th the following year, and then after that we can chill for a little bit. We won't have to do anything until Emma's 13th. And then maybe a sweet 16, but that's down the road. But yeah, my pockets will be able to like replenish. Again, June kicks my ass every year, so I think that's all I got for y'all. My message of the day is gonna be love on your kids every day, every minute you get. Just do it, man. Enjoy it because again, you can't get that time back. I fucking love my kids. I love being a dad. I love being in dad mode. Again, sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's a lot of work, but I would not trade it. I really wouldn't. Just cherish that shit, man. Because they grow up and they leave you, and you know what I mean. And at the same, also, while you're in fatherhood or parenting, period, and watching your kids grow, make sure you are also working on your own personal life, dating, finding your person, doing that. That's really important because the kids do leave. And the worst thing in the world for your kids to leave and then you have nothing. You have nobody to do life with, and you're like um, trying to figure it out. So I very much, I would imagine, I don't know what God has for me, but I'm absolutely working on that part of my life. Finding the time to date and to, find my person and find someone that's gonna fold these clothes. Plug. So my plug right now is going to be the Big Exclusive Network, um, which is the network that this is streaming on right now. So the Big Exclusive Network, you can find them at the Big Exclusive Network on YouTube. At the Big Exclusive Network. Why am I fumbling that? At the Big Exclusive Network on YouTube. At the Big Exclusive Network on Instagram. If you have a podcast idea or you are interested in starting a podcast, reach out. See if there's a space for you. See if they have something for you, or if you need help with an idea. Anything podcast related. It is a really good network. I am enjoying it. I was enjoying it before I was actually a part of it because I was doing cameos on ant shows, but it's super supportive. It is a really good family to be a part of. So far, I mean, I've already seen the improvements with my show, especially if you watch the video side. The video side is so much better. There's a lot of graphics that go into it. It's better. And shout out to Shannon, because Shannon handles all that. He does a phenomenal job with helping with the show and just edits and all of that stuff. So, and that's where you'll catch my video of the show every week. It's still on the Safe Space for Men YouTube page, but you can find the better video you can find on the Big Exclusive Network at YouTube every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Also, following me tomorrow, we have the Ant Money Experience. You can check him out tomorrow live at 7 p.m. on the Big Exclusive Network. Ant always brings a different dynamic to the game. He covers everything. Ant is like, I'm kind of like mental health, fatherhood, men stuff. Ant is covering everything from music to comedy to a little bit of seriousness. I'm interested. I'm pretty sure he's going to have something with his whole Diddy situation, which is why I didn't talk about it today. So yeah, check that out tomorrow. Again, live at 7 p.m. on the Big Exclusive Network. Thank y'all for listening, man. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Episode 31. And here's to another 30. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.